Hey, welcome back to the channel for our June 17th dailies. We're back to tents and trees. I'm going to just kind of keep the system going here where I'll go between tents and trees puzzle page and the OIs and mix all those in together. So kind of keep things fresh and interesting. So let's get into it. I think I'd mentioned in the OI that I finally set this up where I have the achievements so we can get those done. And we'll probably go into some of these that maybe I'll do some side videos about going into um, uh, the packs and those sorts of things because we're kind of focusing on the dailies, but there's all these classic packs that we can go in and do a ton of stuff with, and it'll get us some of those achievements. I can talk. Oh shoot, I forgot to do the. Well, I'll do that off camera, and then we'll just cut to it. But we're gonna get into some of these guys. Like I said, the dailies again. These today ones, I might just do them off camera because they are kind of small and they're not all that. They're not difficult, and that's not a problem. But I kind of want to do a couple of them that are upper, a little bit more on the harder side. So give me a second to go through some of these and unlock them, and we'll be right back. Okay, so that is all taken care of. Now let's jump into some of these things. I'm going to start, I think, where was it? This one right here, I think we'll do. They're kind of smaller, but they've got the harder difficulty, so we'll jump into those. And let's just get at it and get these guys solved. And let's see what we got here. Yes, this 3, we got to put both of these in, which gets rid of all these. One of these 2 has to be in. This 2, nope, this 1 is just done, so we can get rid of those guys. Now that might give us a little bit more here. This one can never be in, because it would take up all of these, and both of these would have to go for it. So therefore this and this are in. Wait. Huh? I must have misclicked. Again, that'll happen sometimes. I accidentally clicked over here for some reason. But this one still is this and this. And then this has to be in. So there, this has to be in. This 1 is done, so you have to be in. You and you have to be in. 2 is done. That doesn't really matter at the moment. This is a corner, so it can't be in. This is a corner, so it can't be in. One of those 2 will be... Actually, just these 2 are in. This one's out, so this one's in, and this one's in. There we go. Other than clicking and misclicking, I should say. Complete a daily level 2 in a row, fast 8x8. So there's going to be tons of levels and achievements and stuff that we'll earn as we go through these. Again, I keep forgetting to turn this thing off, but we'll do it one day. And you must have to be in, so I'll just get you rolling, because that's going to get us going all the way up here. These are all going to go away now. Good. Those are little bits of things I want to try to see while I'm going through, just clicking here to kind of help things move along. Both of these have to be in. You are out. You have to be in. You are the last one left, so you have to go. You know, no. How about this 4? Yep, 1, 2, 3, 4. So these have to be in, which gets rid of all of these. You are in, so you don't have anything to go for now. This last 4 has to go in. This one is done. This has to be in, this has to be in, this has to be in, and this has to be in. Cool. Now, what else do we have left? This is a corner, so you're out. This 3 is probably going to be good. We need 2 of these, so neither of these 2 can ever be in because they've removed too many options. Corner goes away. This guy just has to be here. You have to be here. You have to be here. There, and there. Now this is the last for the 3, and that will finalize those. Cool. Nice and easy. There we go. Now we will move on to a little bit harder ones. Let's do this 13 by 16, and then we'll jump into the no mo. I said I was going to do these, so we will do that. And they're both fairly reasonable 7 by 7, so that'll be good. And then that will get us through today's dailies. Now, do we have any big boys sitting up here waiting for us to go? The 5s, maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, we can just put in some of these. This one has to be in. This one has to be in. Both of these have to be in, so we got to do those and get rid of these guys. You are out. You are in. You're a corner, so you're out. These guys are just gimmies, so we'll put some of those away. And let's see, there must be, yeah, this 2 here says you are out. Let's cross over. Yep, this 4 says that one of those 2 and these 2 must all be in. These are just gimmies and gimmies, so let's get those out while we're... Hello, stop with double clicking, please. These 2 can't be in because they would remove both of these last options. You just have to be in. And what about some of these other ones? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So these are both out. This one is in. That would finish now. This 5 has to take all 4 of these. This 2 is just done. This one is in, which finishes this 2, and this one has to be done to finish the 4. This 4 now, we can put these 2 in. And we know that one of those is in, so that's out. Now we can probably work these out. This one's here, this one's here, this one's here, this one's here, and this one's here, so that's out. You're in. Good. This is a corner, so you're out. And we've got some more gimmies down here that I just hadn't gotten to just yet as I was doing some other things. You are in, so you are in. And where's there's got to be another one in here that's a gimme. Yes, right here. Therefore, you're a gimme, you're a gimme. We're getting close to this guy here. Now, I think one of these is probably not going to be possible to... Oh, wait, the 2 here is what I wanted to click. I didn't see that guy up there. So that finishes you, and you, and you. Now this guy just has to be, and that's going to finish this 2. There we go. Boom, boom, boom. Got it. And there we go. Get one more of these. We can start chipping away. Let's stay up near these 6s and 7s for a second and see what we can pull out of those. So it's going to be something, I'm sure, of value going down these couple of rows. So let's open up what we can. Let's look at the 7 now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we can remove anything that removes double options. Good. The 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, the same thing. Anything that has double options can go. Those 2 are included. Now, did that open anything up in any of these after we start removing some of these other gimmies? Not necessarily. This corner piece says that's out. I think that 3's doing. The 1's not going to help us just yet. This one we don't have a guaranteed, so I don't know that we can do much there. We might have to look elsewhere then. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So nope, okay. That's out. These are all gimmies. We just hadn't gotten to the side yet. And let's see. This 6 down here on the bottom might be useful. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, because we can remove more doubles. At least gets things moving. Okay, so one of these 2. So we said there was 7 possibilities, where there's actually only 6 possibilities because there's only 1 possible here. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So these singles are all in. It doesn't quite tell us which one of these are which, but that's out because it would remove both of these options. Okay, this 2, not quite, because it could have 1 here or 2 of these. Let's keep on clicking on some of the stuff that we just didn't get to. Let's start looking at the verticals. No, doesn't look like those are it. Maybe some of these were reduced here from the 6s and 7s. Doesn't, well, yeah, because there's less now here, we can get rid of these 2, because they would be removing 2 options. This is a corner, so we can go. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 still. What if we remove these 2? Yeah, that wouldn't work, so these go. We've got a little clump of these guys sitting here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different spots. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 opportunities, though. That's not quite enough. 1s and 3s, no, not necessarily. This 5 get reduced enough? Doesn't look like it. 3, 3. The 2 is almost there. Almost, but not quite. Same with the 3. Okay, this 1. This is one of the things I always try to look for. When there's a 1, we know that one of these 2 has to be in because of this guy. So nothing else on this row could ever be in. So that gets rid of all of these. Now the question is, did that help us? It probably removed some options going vertically. But I don't see any. All right, what else? Am I just missing a given? That could be possible. Yeah, we know those. Or it's going to be one of those where it's, if we put this one in, then it breaks something else type of situations. This one could never be in. Just notice that. Let's see. Oh, we've got a little bit of a slowdown here. I was going to say this one, but that's not the case. Another thing to think about is the ones. You can always start to think about, well, if we put one here, does it force another one here and break something? That doesn't appear to be the case. Again, this 2 is not quite reduced to my liking. We do have a 1 over here as well that I didn't quite see, but it doesn't have the same properties, nor does this one. Okay. Let's see. Is this... No, this one's not reduced enough. All right, where are you then? One of these is going to take up too much land and break something. So we got to find it. We already knew one of those 2 was in. Well, I guess what that means is... Okay, I should have seen this right away. Because of this 1, one of these 2 has to be in, and it has to be for this tent period. So this can never be in for either one of these 2 tents. So they have to take the opposite portions. That then sets everything here off. So that's that, that's that, that's that, that's that, and that's that. Now, again, one of these 2 will go here. Therefore, this one has to be part of this one, which means this one is in here. Good, there we go. That was just a little bit of logic I missed on that one. Now this 1 just has to go up here. This guy has to be here and here. You're there. Now this 1 still has 2 options, but this 7 should now be done there. So that's that and that's that. This 6 is probably done. Yes, it is. Put these last 3 in. Get rid of these options. And see if anything crosswise gets us. That's still not set. That's not... This 5 is reduced to a... Oh wait, the 1 is done. This one here. I must have reduced something here and forgot to come back and look. But anyway, we can do more on this 5, because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so we can't remove both options there. It's a little thing to do. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nope, not that one. Done those. We know one of those is. We don't necessarily know one of these is. Where are you little bugger? You, not necessarily, will do enough reduction. Oh, wait, here, what's this guy? You. So you're out. Again. Okay, this guy can never be in. That's the kind of thing I was looking for. Because if this is in... Wait, that's not correct. Because it could... Okay, I was thinking if this one was in, it had to go to this guy, but it doesn't. Or sorry, it would have to go to this guy, but it doesn't. It could go to him, and then let him go here. But since this is still here, that it doesn't quite do what I hoped it was going to do. Sugar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 and the 6. Still can't get those to finalize. Where are you? One of these is going to give us what we need, and I just gotta locate it. That's the only thing. Oop, not you. What about you? You can't be in. Because if you are, you'd have to take on both of these guys. You can't be in for the same reason. So again, these little guys that aren't catty corners like this are helpful. You can't be in. So we know one. Okay, here we. No, we still don't know these are both out. Shoot. I'm gonna get there eventually. I keep thinking I'm finding it, and it's just not happening. That and that could all happen. Did we remove anything more from these guys? No on the 6, no on the 2. No on the 4, because we still have multiples there that could work. All right, well, we chipped away at that guy, but just not quite enough. Where else? Where else? Where else? There's going to be more situations like this. Let's see if we can find something. See, these guys don't have that same relationship because there's a possibility on their side. What about you two? Yeah, this guy can't be in. There's a unique crossing of ones here. Because if we were to put this guy in, he would take on either one of these two. But that would remove these other options. So one of these two would also have to be in to take on the other one. But that hits both of the ones. So you're out. I was hoping that would go a little further. It still hasn't. One of those two, boom, ba-doom. Okay. Where are you? Why are you being a little tricksty? Is there any other catty corner guys we can work with? It would be this and this. That works because we can use both of those. This and this, we can use those. Well, no, that actually doesn't. This one doesn't work. Because if we were to put this one in, it would take this tent, this tree, would move these two. This would have to be this guy, but this guy would have nothing left over. So he's out. This guy will be out again now for that. It would take up all of these. So this one is in and this one is in. That finishes our 2 and that should hopefully get us moving. That's out. That's in. It might get us moving. What other? The 3 is out now. So that's good. That puts this guy in and you in. Still no. Still no. This guy is in. Oh, this one here is done now because of that, which pushes this one in and this one in. Now we can get to this 3 finally. One of these two and both of these. Now that means this is in, this is in, this is in, and this is in. Still got one of these 6s left over, but we can put this 2 in and finalize that 6. Now that's that and that's that. Any other crossings over here? Not necessarily yet. Ups and downs. Anything that we've put in that's removed enough options. Okay, so this 3 clue, one of these 2 is in. This one's already here and one of these 2 is in. So these have to be out. These have to be out. Did that put any pressure on any of these? This one's in. One of these 2 will be in. That leaves options still left over. This one here is now just a given here, and that's going to break this up. That goes there, that goes there. This corner means you're out. One of these 2 must be in for the 4, so that's out. Again, one of those two. Where is the next one? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 still there. The one isn't. Oh, wait, this guy here is sitting alone. He's going to get these guys all going. You're done now. Only one of those could be in. That's fine. This one here, though, has to be in for the 3, which finishes this and, well, that 3 is done anyway. Let's look to see what that 1 did for us. Yep, it gave us this one and this one. This 5 now needs this to finish. The 4 needs you to be done, and you're out, so this 3 has to be in. Now, this one is in. That'll finish the 4 and put that one in. There we go. Got a little stuck there for a second. But we are good now. Good, so we got those 2 done. And I'm going to go into these, like I said, this one here is 2 7x7s. They should be able to get through them. Let's see if we can. Now, these are all out. So this one is in. These 2 are out, so this is in. These are all out. This is in. There's none of these left over. And none of these, so this has to be in, and this has to be in. The 1 is done here. Well, these are, the 0 here says these are all out, so this one has to be in. Which means one of these 2 will be in for that. What about this guy up here, the 2? Yeah, none of these 3 can be in, so this one has to be. Now this 4, I think, yeah, because we're going to have boom, boom, and boom. Now we have to just cut those together, and we're good to go. Without having to do any mowing. We get an achievement. Let's move on to the next one. These are 0s, so one of these 2 is in. What about this 3? One of those 2, and this one. And we can't quite determine which one of these 2 picks up the last one. Let's see if there's anything else in the hopper here that we can work with. That one, that one, that one. So it's either one of those or that. This 2 here. One of these 2 can only be in. So therefore this one has to be in to finish. This 2 now says that one of these 2 is in and this one is in. That finishes off the ones here, so this one has to be in. This one is done now, and none of these can be in, so this 2 needs this one to finalize. This 3 could still use one of these 2. Let's see about these guys here. So one of these 2 and one of these 2. So none of these here will be in because of this 1, because we know one of these 2 has to be in. So this one here, well, he can either take one of these 2, and that doesn't actually get us there, does it? But maybe this, no, this 2 isn't helping either. One of these 2 is definitely in. And only one of those 2, and none of these other ones can be in, so this one is in. That'll finish the 3. Good. Now that means that this tent has to go there, and this one has to go here. Now we can say only one of these 3 can be in. It's going to be one of these 2, obviously. None of those again. One of those. So this 1 is saying one of these 2 is definitely in. And we said one of those 2 is definitely in. Which means this, well, that means the 2 is done. We already knew one of these 2 was in. Okay, where's the last bit? This 2, we know that one of those 2 was what did it. That one's already taken care of there, so these 2 can't be in. Again, we know these things. Oh, no, can't do that. So this 2, we still have to put 2 of them in here. Well, we have 3 slots here that could actually work with something, so it is these 2. Now this 1 has to take on you, and then this finalize has to be here. There we go. We got there. Awesome. So that's that. So we did, we got some difficult ones in, and we got a no mow in there. 13, 16, 8, 8, 11, and the no mow for today. So cool. That'll do it for today. Like I said, I might go into some of these later. If you guys want extra videos, I can show that, or I can just do it off the side. But that'll be it for June 17th Daily Tents and Trees. Hope you all enjoyed it. See you in the next one. Thanks a lot.